Yeah. Give thanks every time. Alright, okay. Something new for the day. Bring you massive value, as I would say. In all types of ways. So, another stream, another day. 103. That's what it would be when I look at the stream time. I give thanks every time. Give thanks for life. Give thanks for health. Give thanks for strength. Give thanks for good people. Give thanks for the Most High. For guidance on my journey, on my path. No one ever stopped me yet. Might have slowed me down, but they never stop I. So you know I gotta give thanks every day for guidance through all the obstacles, that I can keep doing what I do. And no one can tell me who I need to spend my time with or how I do it. No one can misconstrue it. They could if they want, but that doesn't bother me. People are going to see what they want to see and think what they want to think and drink what they want to drink. But you know, that's not the path that I gotta go. I can think for myself. I can do what I need to do to raise up my health and my wealth and then bring that knowledge back to you. So that's what I gotta say on another day. Feeling all right, you know, giving thanks either way. Warrior style, all the while. When anything comes up, I just stop and smile. Because why would I have to be angry when the Most High gives I strength every time? Why should I worry my mind? I just got to do what I do and shine. A lot of people don't like that. They don't want to see you shine. They want to see you stay small. So that's why you got to stand tall and go for your dreams and go for your goals. Because anything else, it's just going to be regret. You're just going to look back and you're going to be like, why didn't I do it? Why didn't I at least try? Why didn't I give it all? Why didn't I give it all I got? You know? Give thanks. So, you know, I was building those custom agents and just getting started on my agent fleet for the marketing team. That's the dream, so that I can have them running while I'm sleeping and just do the most important marketing parts. And essentially, I can spend more of my time on the CEO work. Agentitize one thing at a time. Just work my way up. At the beginning, you know, that's a lot of agents. But hey, it's better than hiring employees. It's better than hiring freelance VAs. And I know at the end of the day, it'll be worth it. So, just got to keep moving. Focused on the goal and the step I'm on. And the next step will show up when I get there. So let me make sure the stream is working good. And I'm going to start working like I should. Here we go. Yeah, okay. Another day. All right. Feeling good? Feeling great? How are you? And what do you know? Fable 5 coming through. I was like, I still got like 50% of my usage on Fable 5, and I thought yesterday was the last day, so I didn't even sleep the night before. I just stayed up all night trying to find use cases for Fable 5, and I was like kind of disappointed because I still had like half of my Fable 5 usage left. And then right before I was like, man, I gotta sleep, man. As soon as I said, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll just have to waste that last whatever of Fable 5 usage. I got an email talking about Fable 5 is now available for like 3 or 4 more days. I was like, oh man. I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't need to stay up all night. I didn't even have to worry about it. It's so stupid. But either way, give thanks for Fable 5. And I mean, I got a lot of work done, so you know, I'll just keep on moving. Let's see. Start off with where I'm at. Alright, back to the marketing and agent building process. It's been like a day or two since I was working on this, so let me know where I left off. Let me know the next steps. I've been signed out of Whisperflow. Maybe I should build my own Whisperflow right now. No, that's like a distraction. Build some cool things on the trading bot operating system, though. That was definitely some good good work for Fable 5. Alright, Whisperflow back up. Manual mode, no. Auto. Fully auto. Fully. Alright, been a few days since I was working on this, so I want to get back to the marketing and the agent building. Let me know where I left off and what the next steps are. Thanks for water every time. That's right. Where do I want to start? How about checking out the, I want to start by checking out the dashboard. I want to see what it's all about. Is the dev server already started? If not, go ahead and start the dev server. Why'd they change the link on me? This looks more like a... Oh, wait. No, it just took a minute to load. Alright. So here's the dashboard for Stackivate marketing. There's a very simple one before, but had to make it better, and they changed the whole thing, so... Gotta relearn it. What is open gates? Okay. The deck split card versus dividers should be emerald chips. I don't really care what color it is. It's a window, not a door. What does that mean? Alright, let's just make that split card color decision so it doesn't keep asking me. Having problems today. Okay. I feel like it's doing too much of like the same thing in like different ways. I can't even click this stuff, so like what is... Start up another... See if I can see what's wrong with OBS from this terminal. I am live streaming right now with OBS, and it's really rare that it cuts out and cuts back in, but it just... Turn off Nord. What is that going to do? Alright. The stream isn't crashing. The upload connection is choking. It says NordVPN. Let's see that it's turned on. Wi-Fi is fine. NordVPN is not on right now. What are they talking about? Nord tunnel is active, but it's not on. So it should be on my task manager then. Oh, it's not on. Weird, it's like, I guess it was on, but it said it wasn't on, so I don't know. Alright, now it should be off. If I had just kept reading, could have manually closed it. Okay. So I just went in Task Manager, and it showed that NordVPN was running a couple different processes. I ended all those tasks. NordVPN app said that it wasn't on, so that was kind of weird. But, I mean, everything looks good in Task Manager. Like, my CPU and my memory use is super low. So, let me know if you can, like, figure out if everything is good now. I guess the only way maybe would be to wait and see if it keeps cutting out, but it's only been 2 minutes since I reconnected it. Another one of those days, though. But give thanks either way. Alright, I gotta go bring my board inside and my wings, because it's about to start raining, so I'll be back in a minute. I can't get that lake smell off that board, man. What an interesting day. The VPN wasn't the real problem. It's like something was like changed on my internet. Click the OneDrive cloud icon in the system tray. I don't even want OneDrive anyway. This is awesome though. I can figure out what's going on with this. First they thought it was VPN. I'm like, no, VPN is not even running. But then it was like running in the background. But looking at the chat, respect every time. Thank you for the subscribe and the like. It's good to hear you're on a similar journey, and you know, we can make it. Whatever we put our minds to, and just keep working on, stay on that journey, and we will get there. It's all about the journey. I'm telling you, we're gonna look back and we're gonna be like, the journey was sweeter than the actual million. Because by the time we get to that million, that second million is gonna come like 10 times easier. And then the 10 million mark will be like 100 times easier. But give thanks, and sorry about the internet issues today. I'm getting that fixed right now. And respect every time. Alright, so OneDrive is actively running and syncing. Now I should have just turned that off. Windows service. That's weird. Windows update. It's not the PC, it's not OBS, it's the upload connection. Yes, why would my stuff be being uploaded to another PC? That is strange. This seems very strange to me, and I want to understand this better. Especially when there's something about, like, something being uploaded to another PC. Today, when I tried to start working, the internet was just, like, shut off. It was plugged in, and I've never seen that happen before. And, could have been like someone new in the house that maybe got into the internet and changed something. I don't know. But this is really strange to me. So yeah, I want you to check exactly what the SVC host is doing, so we know if it's the network or just the disk. And I have not changed the settings on OBS yet, because I want to figure out what is going on here first. This is very strange, especially why is something being uploaded to a new PC? I gotta get my own internet. I can't trust random people, like... And it said that, like, the NordVPN was not the problem, but then it has not cut out since then. Alright, that's good. No other computers involved. That's weird that it shares updates to Windows with other PCs. What I'm actually seeing is my PC downloading a big batch of updates. Microsoft Office update files in multiple languages. Oh my god. I need to get rid. I knew it. I was like, man, I totally forgot. I haven't used Microsoft Office in a while. I just saw the new like yearly charge come through, and I was like, I feel like I should have canceled that. I don't even use it anymore. I'll definitely can't. I gotta take a note to cancel that now. Cancel Microsoft Office before it updates again. Maybe I can even get some kind of like prorated discount and just cancel it early. I do want you to pause the Office update download, but I do not understand 100% what is the delivery optimization sharing. Explain that to me better, and then I'll let you know what I want you to do with it. What? And then, like, what's the chances, like, that's gonna happen the same time my internet goes out, so, like, it confuses me to what's going on. Oh, man. At least I got back in time to get some work done. I was like, reconnection successful. So yeah, the sailboat's out there. And I'm like, man, enough wind for them, but barely enough for me. Got foiling for a little bit. Wind died down super early. Had to paddle in. And that walk almost like dropped my board and broke my foil and got back to a swarm of mosquitoes, but made it back before dark. So give thanks. Couldn't stop it, but it says there's 0 downloads active. So it finished while we were talking. It's no longer competing for the connection. Must have just started, and that's why it started cutting out. And Windows Update might just like start doing that randomly. That is weird. Microsoft. turn off the sharing part. Apparently, this makes no sense to me still, other than what it's doing. When Microsoft Office doesn't upload, instead of doing an upload on everybody who owns Microsoft Office, they like send the updates from like one person's computer to another computer instead of updating it on everyone's computer. Learn something new every day. And then that was like taking up all my bandwidth because it was uploading the update to another computer. Welcome back to the chat, Jobby D. Just saw the announcement for GPT Soul coming out tomorrow. That is awesome. I definitely saw some videos and articles about Soul and like basically how it compared to Fable 5. But that's cool. Tomorrow. Can't wait to use it. And the better part is can use it with Fable 5, because that was like the only one thing I was looking at about it was like how to use Soul with Fable 5. And basically it was saying to like do the planning with Fable 5 and then do the building with Soul. So it's gonna be interesting to see how well it works. But definitely hoping that I got this this weird internet issue fixed. I think I might have. Think I'm just gonna leave that for now, and if it starts cutting out again, I'll go and keep troubleshooting, but definitely stop doing it like back to back. Alright, so back to the work. Finally. Internet issues and AI vibing don't mix well. I hear you, bro. I hear you. But after the day I had, it does not seem like that. I have I went out wing foiling, wind died down, got stuck out in the middle of the lake, and pretty much had to paddle like a couple hundred yards back into shore. And I drifted so far away, then I had to like walk another 200 yards with my board and my wing. And then there was a swarm of mosquitoes waiting for me at the car. So this is really just not that, like, after everything I dealt with today, my patience is in a weird way, like I have more patience for like simple things. So it's like everything is all relative, I guess. But yeah, definitely could have done without it. Definitely wasted some time, but I think I got it fixed. So definitely mosquitoes were like, if I could have like done without any one of the things that I dealt with today, I'd have to say it was the mosquitoes. All the people when I'm sitting there struggling, like trying to balance the board on my head and control the wing at the same time, walking through the grass barefoot, watching for like broken glass and stuff, trying to stop me and asking me like how much I paid for my board. I'm just like, come on, man. I don't even remember. Like, why do you... Dude, is that like a hydrofoil? How much did that cost? Like, why do you... like... Oh, man. Like, I don't remember. It's money. Who cares? Alright, so back to the work. I got the new dashboard set up. I mean, I told it to basically make the dashboard as optimized as possible. I said better to be too much than not enough, and definitely too much, but I think, like, you know, as I use it, it'll get better. The main thing I'm looking at right now, I like how the agent fleet thing is set up, and it's like I can just like revert back to this what I'm doing with the agents. I think the main thing is I gotta it's showing me that the what I have right now set up with grading these agents right now is not very good, because I thought I already graded them, but it's saying that I didn't the way that I thought I did. And I wouldn't have seen that, like, I wouldn't understand that until I came on here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, like, this research agent with the grading. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so the first thing when I'm looking at this dashboard is, in a way, like, it's repetitive and I feel like it has kind of the same things over and over, but that is fine for right now because it's helping me to see certain things that I thought were, like, built right but are not. So, I'll just deal with this one thing at a time as I'm building everything out. I don't want to, like, try to, like, you know, reformat the entire dashboard when everything's not built yet. It'll just be, like, a progress over time. So the main thing I'm looking at with this dashboard is says the research verdict. There's still 2 things that I need to grade. And I thought I was up to date with grading everything. And basically it's like off, okay, or strong, I think are the grades. Yep. Yes, so basically, like, I thought I graded everything already. The newest research run, I had to, like, do some updates. Which, basically, what I found was it didn't have access to the previous week's research. And some of the research that it came up with was, like, kind of the same thing it did the week before. Not 100%. And it was okay because it was, like, new, but just not new enough. But either way, what I thought I did was I thought that I brought this to your attention. And, you were like, oh yeah, it doesn't have any kind of, like, database access to show that this was already done before. So we had to fix that. And then I thought I said that, like, after that fix was made, that the research was, like, strong. But now I'm also seeing that the research grade of being okay, off, or strong is really, like, not that important compared to, like, making changes on, like, why the research grade is off a little bit. And it could still be okay and still be off, which I think I'm going to have to manually, like, adjust it each week that it does it until it's better. But what I want you to do is take a look. Like, did you have record of me making this change with you? That, so now, like, each time when it does research, it should have access to the database to show what it came up with the previous week, so it doesn't pull up repetitive information. And then verify with me that the grades for, you know, there should only be 2 weeks of research, and it's showing that there's 2 grades I didn't make. So verify that they're not done or they are done, and that maybe this is just the dashboard not updated. Go ahead and answer all these things. So I really like talking with Gemini LLM because it's so quick, and I can just, like, ask it, like, one thing at a time. But with Claude, because it takes so long to think, I'm always trying to, like, ask it multiple questions at a time, because asking it one thing at a time just takes so long for it to, like, think and then print the answer. Gemini would have already given me my answer by now. And I definitely had to stop it on some deep research too. It's like one part of the business I was like, do some deep research on this thing. and then it did like the 100 agent thing, and then it came back and it's like, oh, I'm actually gonna spin up another 100 agents. And I was like, okay, just this, like, what? I don't think you need to do that, but whatever. And then it tried to do it a third time, and I had to stop it, and I was like, no, like, you should have easily got everything you needed. But it would have probably just kept spinning up 100 agents at a time until, like, all my usage was out. To do a research process that shouldn't even have taken that initial 100 agents. Sounds expensive. I know somebody who is going to buy one of those, but I told them to save their money. Sounds expensive, oh my god. Oh man. Did you see how much gas costs right now? What, are you gonna not buy this stuff? Like, come on. Cost of war. It's like, do you understand how many people lost their lives? Like, that's what they should be saying. Like, how many people had to die for that gas price to be like that? But anyways. Life is the most important thing. Culture. It's all about the culture of life. Not the culture of money. I'm so fortunate that I am focused on life much more than money, because money comes and goes. Life always flows. Alright, so the fix is in the record. Welcome to the chat, C Films. Respect every time. I'm doing alright. Hopefully you're doing good too. You know, obstacles today, but keep making it through. Oh, I see. So that's what I thought. The dashboard is good. It just doesn't update. Only looks back 1 week. Okay, the grades were not saved. It's not the dashboard being stale, but the other part was. Oh, and then there's 2 tests. Okay. Skip the junk ones. Yeah. There we go. Then I get out of the water, man. This man comes up to me on his bike and he's like, "Were you just standing on the ground in the middle of the lake?" I was like, "What are you talking about, dude?" I'm like, "No, I just paddled with this board and this wing and this foil through the weeds." Like, what are you talking about? No. No, it is not that shallow in the middle of the lake that you can just stand on the ground. No. Why would you? That's what I was just thinking. I was like, why are we even showing junk? Like, if it's a test run, then it shouldn't even show up. Yes, delete the junk row. But that's good to know. These are all things that I had no idea until they pop up. I feel like there's still... No, that Carpathy system's working now too with this. So like that will make the agents way better. And less tokens. C Films, I am working on the agents for Stackivate for the marketing system. Essentially what's going on is there was an issue saying like I didn't grade some of the agents when it ran. So like I got to give them a grade of you know, was it good or bad and what needs to be changed in the future with each run. And I was like, I thought I graded these before. And so then Claude went and looked it up and it was like, oh, actually there were some test runs that got saved to the database, so those weren't graded. And I was like, oh, well, it shouldn't be saving these test runs to the database. So essentially what it's doing right now is making it in the future, if any test runs happen or like a duplicate run, that it will like see it as not legit and it will not save it to the database. It will not like show up that I need to grade it. And that will definitely keep the database cleaner. And I can show you the all this came from basically building out a new version of the dashboard for the marketing operating system to go with these agents. And certain things that I never would have probably noticed if it wasn't for like this visual aid of a dashboard. Because it was showing me like, you know, the research verdict, and I'm like, no, I definitely did that. And this is super valuable. It's like very, very rough draft. Kind of repetitive, but it's showing me everything from like different angles so I can get a better idea of how it's all running. And making me aware of things that I definitely would not have noticed if I would have just like kept building through Claude in the terminal. Like, definitely some of this stuff I can tell like I want to change, but it's definitely low priority right now. And I learned from building not to try and change this stuff until it's all built out. So just building these agents out as I go. How about you, C Films? Working on the C Films website. I see you answered my question before I could even look over at the chat, so that's awesome. And I feel like that C Films website, I mean, you've been working on that for a while steadily, so it's got to be getting better and better. I'll try to check it out when I get some time done with the task. The junk row cannot be deleted from your side because the app role is locked out of deletes by design. Success, no rows returned. That's what I want to see. I just ran that that prompt in the SQL editor, and it says success, no rows returned. So I'm thinking for now, I'll take your advice on not adding that Superbase service role key for now, and I'll just manually check it while I'm building it out. And I think maybe after all the agents are built, then I'll like have a better idea whether that's something I want to do. So I guess just do a check and make sure that everything is good with, you know, this part so we can move on to the next task. Whoa. Duh. What do you mean by update the session pickup memory? I had like 4 or 5 different terminal windows open, or I mean terminal windows open, and also VS Code with IDE, I guess you call it, running. And I was just working on all of them with Fable 5, trying to use up all the credits, and I still couldn't do it. But that's awesome, because I got more days of Fable 5. Just gotta think of new ways to use it. Oh. That makes sense. Update it. Want to see if Gemini knows about Saul. Well, that's Claude. I heard that GBT Saul is coming out tomorrow. Do you know about this Saul? And tell me about what it does. How is it better than the previous updates of GPT? How does it compare to Fable 5? Thank you for that, C Films. IDE is integrated development environment, and VS is a text editor, not an IDE. I gotta... C Films always coming through with terminology corrections. I don't know why I was thinking that. Oh. Okay, I'm using Whisperflow, and it must have not recorded Sol. S-O-L. So GPT has a new update I hear coming out tomorrow called SOL. And when I say it like that, it sounds not good. But I'm guessing it's got to be like a better upgrade from what's already there. So, help me understand. What is this SOL? I'm guessing it probably means not what it sounds like. What? I didn't even think about that until I tried to spell it out, and I was like, wait. Could have come up with a better name than that. Saul is a Seattle rapper. I did not know that. That is interesting. Every time I see that, I keep thinking Solana. The crypto. It's also a crypto acronym. I don't think that's the right word though. But never heard of Saul, Seattle rapper. Definitely not too many rappers I can think of that came out of Seattle. That one guy, Macklemore. That's another good thing, I think, entertainment for like Seattle musicians. You could add like Seattle rappers, Seattle musicians, whenever there's big concerts in Seattle. Make it like, you know, some way to draw people to your site. Sure, a lot of people would look up that stuff. Russell Wilson and Sierra. I don't think either of them are from... I know Russell Wilson's not from Seattle because I used to live by him back when he was in college. And I know he's from the South. And I don't think Sierra's from there. It isn't Sol, S-U-L, or S-O-L. It's a space-themed naming system. Oh, like the solar system. Okay, that's what it... Okay. Named after the sun and the moon. Sol, Terra, and Luna. Oh, okay. New flagship model. I call GPT sun because it shines like one. Terra is the mid-tier, Luna is the small ultra-fast model, Sol is designed specifically for the absolute hardest problems you can throw at AI, like advanced research, heavy software development, and deep data analysis. Sounds a lot like Fable 5. Oh, I thought Russell Wilson was from the South. He's from Ohio. Okay. Parallel thinking, a massive leap for coding and workflows. Release has been all over the news because the US government actually stepped in a few weeks ago and paused its wide release, so it should have been released earlier, I guess. To run deep cybersecurity and safety checks before letting the public use it. Well, looks like I can test it out tomorrow. Awesome. Hey, Jobby, if you're back, if you're still there, I was just looking up Sol, and it is for the solar system, and it sounds like it is very much in line with what Fable 5 does. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Hopefully I can find some use case to use it on stream tomorrow. Alright, what is the next thing? I think the next thing should be let's do some reps. Let's train these agents on how to do these replies. So let's start with Reddit. I think that's the most important one. Refresh me on how the system works right now. Should I be training it on like how to find the right post? I think we already did that. I can't remember if it automatically selects them or if it just gives me the URL and then I go to them. And I think the main training is like using my brand voice to create the replies. So if I'm understanding this right, that it does the searching, give me the criteria, and I'll let you know what I think. See if everything looks good. And then we can run a search and do some reps. Putting in the reps, getting my weight up. Training these agents. I'm an agent personal trainer. If your agent is weak, then you need to get some personal trainers for your agents and get their run some more reps and get their weight up. That is going to be the future of personal training. Sierra was born in Texas, though. That's crazy. I thought Sierra looked younger than Russell Wilson, but I guess not. Sierra is 3 years older than Russell Wilson. Wow. Like, I don't even remember any of Sierra's songs. I remember she was really popular. Wow. Yeah, she was like all over the radio for a while. I feel like late 90s, early 2000s. Probably more early 2000s, but yeah, Sierra was she was big. And I totally forgot about her until she hooked up with Russell Wilson. And just randomly saw on my like YouTube feed or whatever you call it today, they were showing like Sierra and Russell Wilson, some like 10-year anniversary, I think it was, or something like that. I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, damn, that's been 10 years. That doesn't seem that long. But I guess that was like right before he retired. And then he retired, and then the Seahawks won a Super Bowl again. Like not even 2 years, I feel like. They just had to get rid of their coach and Russell Wilson, and then they won a Super Bowl in like 1 year of new administration. All right. That's right. I just have to give it my version. Okay. Never post first, fix later. Kick off the search. I want to be an agent, personal trainer when I grow up. Training these agents. When I was a kid, I used to prank call pet stores and ask them if they were hiring people to train their fish. Are you guys hiring? Russell Wilson is transitioning to a broadcaster. Sierra has a song, 1-2 Step. Okay, I remember that one. I remember that one. She did a lot of like big songs with like rappers too. I remember that 1-2 Step. Okay. Then Russell Wilson. I've not seen him broadcast yet, but I thought last I heard he was going to like Pittsburgh, and then they brought in Rodgers. And then I thought I heard he was trying to be like a college football coach. But looks like he is going into broadcasting. Yeah, definitely a smart person. I think that that Super Bowl he lost, where wasn't it like he threw an interception? Was that what happened? That I feel like that's what happened. He threw an interception like right at the goal line. And it lost him the Super Bowl. And then he just like never, like that had to have like stung. Plus it's like the end of the season. And he just never like got back like close to the Super Bowl again after that, I feel like. But that's like, I couldn't even imagine how much pressure that is. And then it's the last game you play for like 6 months. So you just like remember that over and over again. But hey, they kept him around. They kept him around for another, I don't know how many years. Many years after that. And then I heard they took the, that's right. I was in an Uber. And dude had, the driver had all this like Las Vegas Raiders stuff in the car, and I was like, "How's the Raiders doing next year?" Because it was like summertime. And he's like, "Oh, they're about to be the Seattle Raiders." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, the coach and like all the staff and like a bunch of the players are all going to the Raiders, and then like Seattle's like getting a whole new team and a whole new coaching staff." And I was like, no way. I didn't really see how well the Raiders did, but I mean, Seattle won the Super Bowl, so I guess that worked out for them. Alright, search is done. 12 fresh posts. Judge the top 10. Flag 2 to engage. It skipped. Is it too late to change my life? I'm glad. No, it is never too late. If you still got life, you got everything. But that does not have much to do with investing, so good thing it skipped it. Well, I guess it does, maybe. Just a weird way to phrase an investment question. Draft both, yes. Russell Wilson joins CBS Sports as an analyst on their Sunday pregame show. Okay, so he's already doing it. Awesome. NFL Today. Or maybe, I'm not sure if analyst is behind the scenes. But that's interesting. So he's with CBS already. I feel like the NFL announcers, they need to do a reset on that. That one man, oh my god. What's his name? Howie, I think. I can't even remember his last name. But oh man, like he looks like he should have retired a few years ago. And I don't know what he's on, man, but sometimes he's just lit up, and I'm just like, dude, they got this guy on TV. I don't know, man. But nah, they got Tom Brady doing it big. Brady's, I see him a lot. So that'll be interesting to see him there. Oh, he starts in the fall on the show. Okay, so he hasn't started yet. That's cool. Oh, Matt Ryan's now the president of football for the Atlanta Falcons. Interesting. I would say that's a better job than an analyst. Probably a lot more fun. Alright, so this one, where is the... Variant 1. Weird. I've got the post pulled up in the browser, and I think to make this easier in the future, why don't you keep it organized so that, like, after you do the research, you can just show me the link with the different variations of replies and any other accompanying information that might go with it, instead of, like, showing me the links, having me check them out, and then having us go over, like, the replies one at a time. You can give me all that information, but that's not even that important, because that just made me realize that we still need to like grade these one at a time. But that's probably only if something's not how it should be. So I guess I'll just figure this out over time. I'm kind of thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud. Yes, see film. I'm enjoying the facts. It's very interesting. I did not understand all these things, and it is very interesting to know, because I definitely am a big football fan, so it's good to get caught up on what's going on with that. It is that weird part of the year where I'm not a baseball fan, so there's really, like, no sports to watch. But hey, it's summertime, so I'd rather that be in the summer than in the winter. Good call on the workflow. Wait, but they're doing post too. That's the wrong post that I'm looking at. How is it doing that? That is strange. Oh, okay. Must be saving it to a file. Alright, I'm kind of confused. You're giving me post to response. I'm guessing you're saving these replies to a file because I don't see them in this chat. It's way easier if you just post them in this chat and then it doesn't like have extra data in the file that I have to delete later. But okay, so where I'm at, I'm looking at the post right now. First job, first salary, what would you do differently? So the way I want you to structure this is to list the post name, list the URL, and then list the 2 variants. Or maybe it's 3 variants, whatever it is. So we can just do it one at a time for this run since it's kind of confusing right now and I don't want to make it more confusing by having you list all 3. So just start with that post I'm looking at, the first job, first salary. What would you do differently? There we go. Whoa, they live in the database. People are asking, like, should I get a credit card? I mean, it is very interesting how clueless, like, I get it though. People are not taught this stuff. Like, they graduate college and they know how to do so many different things, but then they have to go on the internet and ask people, should I get a credit card? How should I budget my salary? Should I start investing right away? I mean, and see, that's the way like this finance thing works, is like people are so they don't get any education and they're just told to like rely on like advisors and stuff. Like don't try to do it yourself. Like, and it's like, no, like, wouldn't you rather put in a little bit of effort and learn how to do this yourself so you don't have to be asking people? And you can learn over time and get better. Because like you could hire a financial advisor, but like how do you know if they're doing their job right? How do you know? Like, you just trust them? If you were starting over, what would you do differently? Alright. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If I were starting over, the main thing I could easily say that I would do differently is to just start making decisions for myself and not trying to follow so-called experts and do what they're doing. I would get very clear on what kind of financial style I want to use for my investing. Do I want to mostly take risks, mostly be very conservative? Combination of both? I would have just picked an answer and tried. And knowing what I know now, I would have taken a lot more risk. I was trained to be very conservative by people who I thought knew what they were talking about. But so many people that I listened to gave me really bad advice. And if I could go back and I would have just trusted my gut, I would be in a much better spot right now. There is no right answer to the questions you're asking. I think, yes, you should do all these things, and you should start them as soon as possible and start learning. Building a good credit score, that will happen over time just by not doing stupid things. Don't take risks that you can't cover if they go wrong, aka mainly leverage. Right, I'd say that's good. So, know yourself. Ask yourself, what type of investor are you? Or am I? Who am I? There we go. Yeah, let me post it. Awesome. I used variant 1 because I thought it aligned much more with Stackivate's Know Yourself and, you know, what kind of investor are you? There's no right answer. I think variant 1 aligned much more with that, and I'm gonna now paste the version that I posted in my voice. Yes, I'm back. Like the Terminator. I don't know why it keeps cutting out. The internet has some issues today. Like I tried to start working tonight and the internet wasn't working. Never had that happen before. Had to reset the internet. And then OBS just started cutting out after I started the stream. Did some diagnosis. They thought it was like Windows updates and the VPN running, but I don't know, I disabled those things and it stopped doing it for a while, but it like just did it again, so hopefully it doesn't do it, start doing it like every 5 minutes like it was doing before. But I think hopefully if it just does it now like once an hour, I can just finish the stream and then after the stream is done, do some troubleshooting. I agree with what you're saying, though. Even though I was saying, like, that was my decision, like, if I could look back in time, I would do that. The poster might look at that like I'm giving them that kind of advice. So, thank you for that. And, I guess I'm ready to move on to the next, post. Should I start investing right away? What are the biggest mistakes that freshers make? You won't know for a few years, bro. That's part of investing. Most of the time, you're not going to know. It's going to take a while. By that time, you will already learned enough. All right. Next post. I don't know, 1,800 euros. Is that like think euro is more than $1, but still, I mean. Oh, okay. Monthly income 24 to 25. Monthly expenses 400. Working at a cleaning company, okay. So like everybody on Reddit is being told to invest in this same ETF. I feel like there's probably like one person just spamming Reddit. Like, no, you gotta invest in this ETF. And everyone is doing it. It's all the same ETF. And they're all like, but I don't know if I should have invested in this other ETF. And it's like, they are 90% the same. And if you just invested in the bigger stocks yourself, you would not be paying that ETF fee. But they are a coder, so respect. Speak 5 languages and some programming experience. Everybody's building the apps now. Alright, variant 1. I see you are asking about investing and career choices. The main solution to this is to take the decision that you think you will regret the least. If you are seriously not sure, just try and start doing and start learning from experience. The fact that you're asking people on Reddit what to do for a career reflects highly on the same reason that you're asking about what to do with your investments. And if you just take people's advice off the internet and do that, you'll be asking yourself the same question 10 years from now, and then another 10 years after that when that doesn't. You might be asking yourself the same question 10 years from now, and then another 10 years after that. I think that you should not be so concerned on what you're putting the money into. You should be more concerned on what is your investment style. What kind of level of risk do you like to take? What kind of investments would you want to invest in based on you would like to support these investments and do research on them over the future, and you believe in them as a company or a list of companies. Most ETFs are very similar. Ask yourself, what would need to be true about a decision for you to feel confident in it without needing any outside validation? If you would rather just take someone else's opinion, then it is totally fine to hire somebody to manage your money. If you would like to get better over time and make your own decisions, I think that is the path that will pay off much better. And based on the fact that you're asking this already at your age, that is a strength that most people don't have. I like variant number 2 the best. I feel like it aligns more with what Stackivate is trying to provide for value. And mainly that part about what would be true for a decision to feel more confident without needing outside validation. I think that was the best line from all 3 variants. So I'm gonna give you my version in my own voice, and I have not posted it yet. So let me know if you see anything that you would flag. Yeah.